Looking at this basket of old spark plugs, most people would probably think they're only worth selling as scrap. But today I only need one single piece, and I'm turning this discarded part into something very few people would ever imagine. Not an engine part, not decoration, but a fully working recycled soldering iron. Sounds pretty unbelievable, right? Let's begin. For the first step, I'm going to remove the inner core of the spark plug first, so the next processing steps will be much easier to handle. After removing the inner core from the spark plug, I'll mark the cutting point on the body, so I can separate the ceramic section and the metal section into two individual parts. To make this cutting process go more smoothly, I won't be using manual cutting tools. Instead, I'll use an angle grinder combined with a metal cutting disc to get the job done faster and with better precision. The ground electrode hook at the tip of the spark plug is an unnecessary part for this project, so I'll cut it off. As for the ceramic part of this spark plug, I'll trim away the unnecessary sections and keep only the part that serves the purpose I need. I'm not really satisfied with this cut, so I'll go over it again using an angle grinder with a flap disc to make the surface look much cleaner and more refined. Both the ceramic section and the metal body of the spark plug have now been reshaped into the form I need, and now I'm going to bond these two parts back together using liquid adhesive. If I didn't reveal this secret, would you ever know that inside a tiny AA battery we use every day, there's actually a surprisingly interesting material hidden within? For many decades up until today, the AA battery has remained one of the world's most common portable power sources, found inside countless everyday devices like remote controls, clocks, electronic toys, flashlights, and many other handheld electronics. As technology evolved over the years, the external appearance of batteries has changed through different designs, colors, casing materials, and internal energy storage technologies. But the fundamental structure of many battery types still contains some very interesting components. What most people never notice is that by carefully removing the outer metal layers, it's actually possible to extract the carbon rod hidden inside. And that carbon rod turns out to be an incredibly useful material for creative recycling projects. Because carbon can withstand high temperatures, conduct electricity consistently, and resist melting under intense heat. Using it as a soldering tip for a recycled soldering iron is actually a very logical idea. But at this stage, the build still isn't complete, because the soldering tip still can't be fitted inside the spark plug body yet. I'll need to make a few more adjustments before everything can come together the way I want. This is a piece of PVC pipe that I'm going to repurpose as the handle for this recycled soldering tool. I'll cut out a section that feels comfortable enough to hold while using it. The wire I'm using to connect the important parts together in this project is single-core electrical wire, mainly because it's quite flexible and can be bent easily into the shape I need. To secure the spark plug body inside this PVC pipe, I'm going to wrap several layers of tissue paper around the spark plug until it fits tightly enough to stay firmly locked inside the pipe without moving around. Even though the spark plug is already sitting quite firmly in place, I'm going to add a little extra adhesive onto the wrapped paper so it grips even tighter against the inside of the PVC pipe. On the other end of this wire, I'm going to attach an alligator clip so it can serve as a convenient electrical connection point during use. But this build still isn't finished yet. I'm also making an additional connector that links the negative terminal of the power source directly to the object being soldered, using nothing more than a piece of wire and 2 alligator clips. For powering this recycled soldering iron, I honestly can't think of anything more suitable than a mini battery pack. It's compact, easy to connect, and capable of delivering the electrical current needed to make the tool work properly. The true value of a soldering iron isn't measured by how much heat it can produce, but by how well it performs its actual purpose, delivering just enough heat to securely bond small metal parts together safely and consistently. So for this testing phase, I don't think I need to say much. Simply watching it perform in real conditions will probably answer everything on its own. And for the final test coming at the end of this video, this time I won't be giving any conclusions. I'll leave the final judgment entirely up to you in the comments section. So in the end, from a few old objects that most people would consider useless, a discarded spark plug, a used battery, and a few simple parts, I've managed to turn them into a fully working soldering iron. The most interesting part of recycling projects like this isn't about building something complicated, it's about proving that even things people call scrap can still have value if we know how to use them the right way. And that is exactly what makes creativity so fascinating.